that scale to be able to attract a lot of followers. Then it is time for even governmental institutions to see it as very important to create rules like that or allow people to learn it to be able to function well in our operations.
The National Sales Achievers Award is a prestigious awards program that will recognize and celebrate the achievement of top performing sales professionals and teams in the industry. The awards will honor sales professionals who have demonstrated exceptional sales performance, innovation, and leadership.
As we continue to set a new milestone in our industry, it's time to turn our vision into reality.
With great anticipation and excitement, we are honored to announce that the initiative designed to celebrate excellence and shape the future of sales leadership.
The National Sales Academy, the National Sales Achievers Award are officially launched. Thank you very much.
The role of sales has completely evolved. Today we are talking about how we are using digitalization, AI innovation, and of course, we are looking at how we can focus on the customer using a digital approach. It cuts across all industries. You talk about FMCG, you talk about pharmaceuticals, you talk about banking, real estate. We have seen the growth of the sales space, and I'm particularly excited. As a salesman myself, I am happy. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to the organizers for seeing this vision. And the maiden edition was last year. The National Sales Leaders Conference was last year. How many of us were there last year? Please give me a wave. How I know it was exciting and a very impactful event. The good thing is that this year we've added the award scheme, and I'm excited about it because you look around, and for us as salespeople, we don't get recognition anywhere. And everybody's getting recognition. Music guys are getting it. The marketing guys are getting real estate. Everybody's getting the recognition. But salespeople, we being the engines and the core of every organization, we're not being acknowledged. And for me, this gives me a lot of excitement and hope. Can we give it up for the organizers for the vision? And so for today, we're giving you a clear picture with regards to the direction for 2026, what the theme is about, the date of the event, and then the activities, and we'll be delving deeper and deeper into it. So to officially welcome us and outline the purpose behind this year's launch, ladies and gentlemen, he's a key driver of this initiative. Please, a round of applause for Mr. Clarence Kofi.
Distinguished guests, cherished partners, both here in person and online, sales leaders, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and thank you for joining us today. With a lot of smiles because I see familiar faces with us, people who started with us, and to see them here once again means we are on the right path. We are doing something good. And so please, let's give ourselves a round of applause for, being with us today. I am particularly excited to welcome you to the media launch of the National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards 2026. This event was first introduced in 2024, as MC said, as a pioneering national platform dedicated to evaluating the sales profession here in Ghana. The 2024 NSLC taught us many things: that resilience is not accidental, that innovation is intentional, and that when sales professionals gather with purpose, transformation becomes inevitable. In the course of this year, we held an unofficial launch for the next edition. However, as circumstances evolved, we took the opportunity to realign and strengthen the event. Today marks the official relaunch as we present a more focused and a more impactful direction for NSLC 2026. This conference is designed to elevate the sales profession, promote industry standards, and celebrate the individuals and organizations driving commercial growth in Ghana. In an increasingly competitive and customer-driven economy, sales excellence is essential. And this platform aims to highlight, empower, and professionalize that role. As we unveil the refreshed direction for the upcoming NSLC, we call on our industry associations, corporate partners, and professional bodies to lend their full support and champion this initiative and encourage their members to actively participate in next year's edition. Your commitment is essential in strengthening the sales profession and amplifying the national impact we seek to achieve. We deeply appreciate your continued partnership and the role you play in bringing this vision to life. Your presence here reinforces the importance of this initiative and the value of the story we are building together. As we learn today, I invite you to share the message, inspire participation, and be part of a revolution that positions sales leadership at the center of Ghana's economic narrative. Ladies and gentlemen, with gratitude and excitement, I officially welcome you to the journey toward the National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards 2026. Together, let's unleash the next level of sales excellence. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Claras, for that insightful welcome and, of course, setting the tone for today's launch. Ladies and gentlemen, let me kindly acknowledge that this event is powered by MGA Consulting. A round of applause for MGA Consulting. And heavily supported by CIMG and AGI. Can we show some love to these parties as well? We're truly grateful to our sponsors, Supreme Trust Insurance Brokers, JKA Logistics, Chipper Farms, and of course this event is hosted by Core Event Solutions. A distinguished round of applause for all of yourselves once again. Thank you. Well, our goodwill message, our very first goodwill message, ladies and gentlemen, will come from a body that has played a central role in shaping Ghana's business environment. Please help me welcome the National Treasurer from the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Please give it up for Mr. Kabute Caesar.
Thank you. Good morning, distinguished guests, business leaders, members of the press. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is honored to join the launch of this year's National Sales Leaders Conference, an initiative that, in our view, reflects a critical shift happening in Ghana's private sector. Across industries, one thing is clear. Businesses that survive today's economic pressure are those that invest in skilled, disciplined, and forward-thinking sales teams. For this reason, the Chamber sees the NSLC not just as another gathering, but as one of the few national platforms directly strengthening businesses, competitiveness, and revenue performance. The conference brings together the strategic minds, the frontline professionals, and the innovators who shape how Ghana products and services reach the market. That alone makes it a matter of national economic importance. Our membership spans traders, manufacturers, exporters, SMEs, and corporate giants whose daily operations depend on effective sales teams. So sales is not a department, actually. As a consumer marketer, I can tell you that. We therefore encourage all our members to participate fully in this year's conference. We also call on organizations within the Chamber's network to partner with and sponsor the NSLC. When the private sector backs platforms like this, we build stronger businesses, more sustainable enterprises, and a resilient national economy. On this note, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is proud to stand with this initiative, and we look forward to seeing the impact it will create for businesses across the country. We say Ayiko. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And of course, your continued commitment to strengthening our business ecosystem. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next up with the goodwill messages is a man I personally know. He taught me way back in school during my master's education at Webster University. I'm honored to have him here. He is deep when it comes to marketing. Please give it up. He's the Director of Research and Innovation, GCTU. Please give it up for Professor George Kofi Amoako. A round of applause for him.
Thank you, Kwesi Pratt. Are you the fake or the original? All right, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to join this course. Having been in sales for years myself before coming to academia, I know the importance of sales and what it can do for businesses. So the first conference, I happened to be part of it, and it was fantastic. Fantastic. And now that awards have been added, it's even going to make it even more insightful. So I want to encourage industry. I want to encourage academia. You know, sales, they claim that everybody can sell. That's what they claim. So it doesn't matter whether you have done pharmacy or medicine or engineering or business. You can be a salesperson. So I want to encourage academia. Let us encourage our students, especially those in the final year, those who are about to get into industry. Let them come and be part of this conference, especially those who are into marketing or business for that matter. Let them come and see what is trending. Even if you are talking about AI now, without sales, AI will be nothing. If you go online, you can see what people are trying to do with AI. They are trying to sell it because that is the trend now. And we know what is happening. The shares for NVIDIA now is $5 trillion. It has never happened. And it's the salespeople that are going to propel the industry. So we need everybody on board. We need everybody. And this is also a challenge to academia to look at what industry demands are so that we can craft something, do serious research, and drive the sales agenda to harness the potential we have in this country. So it's a great pleasure to be part of this movement, and I want to encourage everybody to join. Even if you need to borrow money and come and register. So how much will it be? You need to even be up to 2,000 cedis. I don't think so. Even if it's 2,000, go and borrow and come and join. And I'm sure you will never regret it. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Prof. And so Prof and I were having a conversation as to how we can close the gap between academia and industry. And one of the things that I find very exciting was the fact that last year during the National Sales Conference, we had that bridge. And so there was that conversation between what the outcome of the research will be and how it will be useful for industry leaders, and how industry leaders can also give feedback and input into the research. And that's the beauty of what we are doing and how we are scaling up to put all these stakeholders under one roof to make sure that we have relevant conversations and we are aligned with one objective. And how many of us were there last year? Once again, let me show by hand. Let's just have a brief recap of last year before we come into this. Let's have a brief recap. I know some of you are going back into your notes looking for your pointers and all of that, but it's fine. Can you throw some highlights, what you learned, what has been useful for you over the past 1 year? Let me see by hand. I promise you the hands won't come up anymore. Let me see by hand. All right, Clara's was there. So Clara's, we'll start with you.
Well, from where I sit, let me say I'm a co-organizer. Let me put it that way. And when we started this whole NSLC, so the plan behind it was, we know that almost every organization thrives on sales. When we started, being the very first edition, we're not too sure, but I think the communication went far. People bought into it, and you were there yourself. I mean, we didn't think we were going to have over 1,004 people coming in. And the testimonies that came afterwards, it's all over online. And so I'm sure I don't need to say much. Once you visit NSLC, accra.org, you find all that there. Yes. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let me just move to a lady. Which of you were here last year? The ladies. Be honest, though. Demonstrate some level of integrity. You raised your hand earlier. Which of you were there last year? You were there. You are not there. Okay, sure.
All right, thank you. So my name is Francis with Fidelity. I wasn't there last year, but my team was there. My sales managers was there. And when it came back, the feedback they gave was very amazing. Like Clara said, it was very insightful for them. We saw a lot of changes in the approach they adopt in the customer engagement, in selling the solutions to customers. The fact that they realize that sales is not just what kind of sales we do, not just the usual way of trying to find a way to get things done, but just like every activity, there is a process to that. Sales also has a process. And so if you want to do it and do it well and exceed what expectations you have, we need to go through the process. And I think that came up strongly for them. And I've seen that they've started applying those stuff, and I'm seeing the impact on the numbers. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And it's not just a conversation platform. We are talking about impacts. We are talking about transforming businesses, changing the attitude of people. And that's why there's a whole lot of elements in this. For me, that's my expectation for this year. I don't know about you. Let me come to you. What's your expectation for 2026? You tell me.
Okay, so I think clearly building upon what happened last year, we're expecting that we'll be able to go beyond what we did last year. The testimony that was just given on how it's having an impact on the attitude of the sales team, we are hoping that based on what we'll be doing this year, we'll even have a better impact. As I mentioned, I wasn't part of last year's zone, but some feedback I got from a snippet of videos I watched, it sought to drum home the fact that sales is not a departmental function any longer, where it is built upon just some few people, but it has become some form of attitude that everybody's supposed to imbibe in whatever they do. And indeed, anybody with sales mindset, anybody with that convincing attitude makes everything that they are doing very well. They do it well to get a needed achievement. And so we are looking forward to this one, and then we are looking for the networking, we are looking forward to the knowledge that we'll be getting from the various experts, and then we'll carry on the conversation to make the discipline even better. Thank you.
Well, we'll carry on. A round of applause for all my contributors. Well, one more lady. Expectations for 2026. Expectations. Don't worry, I'll still come to you. What are your expectations for 2026? Every one of you is a key stakeholder.
Which of us? Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm quite new to this event, so it's my first time here. I'm loving it so far. I'm looking forward to what I can learn next year and I'm a salesperson, so how it can make me a better salesperson. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Can we give it up once again to all the contributors? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a recap video, so I would ask that we set our heads all over to the screen and watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, welcome to the National Sales Leaders Conference 2024. If you're excited, give me a shout!
I am indeed honored to be the one to welcome you to the maiden National Sales Leaders Conference. For me, this has taken over 18 years to happen. And it is indeed an honor where we gather to have this discussion. And I call it a national discussion on sales. It is actually time now. And the time is now right to start this national discussion. Reason is this: there is now a shortage of people like you within the system. As sales professionals, we must embrace innovation and adapt our strategies in order to remain competitive.
The theme of this conference, Sales Unleashed, is not just a title, but a call to action, especially as we consider the role of telecommunication in today's world. In the context of sales, network connectivity provided by telecommunications transcends computing. Connectivity is more than convenience.
I'm looking forward to 2026, and I'm looking forward to it in grand style. In an age where customers have heightened expectation, in an age where technology is driving a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, it's critical to obviously talk about the future and how we adapt to the dynamic markets that we have. Our keynote speaker is one who is deeply rooted in Ghana's evolving sales landscape. Just before our keynote speaker steps in, we'll still take a goodwill message from a regulatory institution that indeed champions ethical practice and compliant selling practices. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the Director of Supervision of the National Insurance Commission, Mrs. Esther Ama. A round of applause as we continue with the goodwill message. This woman, she likes fans, but one wants to show no count. A round of applause for her.
Thank you. Good morning to our wonderful guests here today. I bring you greetings from the Commissioner of Insurance. Okay. So I'm doing this on her behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say I'm very happy to be here. Anytime, anything about sales gladdens our heart because of the business that we are in. But I tried looking up the definition of sales and saw certain words. Right, understanding customer needs, effective communication of the value of the products and services, and building relationships that factor trust and loyalty. But then I tried to compare this to a survey that the NIC undertook. And in addition to the financial literacy issues and issues to do with cultural barriers, trust stood out. And per the survey that we did, 50% of the people that we interviewed didn't trust us. So then I was like, is that something we are not doing right? This is not meant to lay the problem at the doorstep of people, because I know the internal procedures can't talk your very best effort. The National Insurance Commission commends all salespeople for the invaluable role you play, especially in the life insurance sector. Thanks to you, a significant portion of insureds have obtained insurance cover without necessarily having to go through the hassle of leaving the comfort of their homes or offices. But there are challenges. We know that sales come with numerous challenges. And being salespeople, I think you know it better than I do. One, we're looking at the nature of contracts. I'm speaking from the insurance side. A lot of our salespeople don't have fixed contracts. So whatever you earn is based on whatever you are able to produce. And I think that has become a very big problem. Because most of the time when there's a problem between the salesperson and the insurance company, it ends up at our office. So this, I think, is a very big problem. And a lot of the times, even if you have a contract, the end of service benefit, for want of a better word, is mostly vague. Risks, there are also risks associated with commuting. There's a lot of legwork, and we know what can come out of that. And lately, technology, InsurTech applications. The other day I was reading about something called Lemonade and Get Safe and Bestow and what have you. And these applications are really taking away from the traditional sale. Quite often, we read about applications that offer very innovative ways of service delivery. And I implore you all to consider this issue seriously during this conference. Aim to become a force for change and influence by the end of this conference. On this note, I wish you a successful conference. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much as well. Now, that speech solidifies the essence and the strategic direction that we are taking. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take the keynote address. We are honored to have someone who is deeply rooted in Ghana's evolving sales landscape. He sells, he works marketing. When you see him, you know that it's all over him. He sleeps it, he walks, he eats it. And so he has lived it over the many years. And then today he speaks on the future and then why leadership development is critical, especially at this point in our national growth. He's the president of CIMG and the CEO of MGA Consulting Ghana Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a warm welcome for Mr. Michael Biu. This round of applause is not even enough for him to start. It should be bigger and better. Please, one more time.
Mr. Pratt. And thank you very much. It's interesting to note that for insurance use or is one of us, is or was a salesperson. I think I would have to describe her as she is a salesperson, a chartered man, and I appreciate you being here. As much as I call myself a salesperson, there's one thing I cannot take out of my description, which is an insurer, because I've been in the insurance industry this year inclusive about 21 years, and I still remain in the industry. So thank you very much for coming. Claro said we started this last year. We gave the antecedents, and for those of you who are joining us for the first time, it was a major desire that we had, and like Mr. Pratt is saying, we have dedicated our lives, our entire working life, to the profession of selling. And therefore, it was indeed a major call for us to see what can we do, how do we contribute to this profession. I still have in my passport and every document that I complete, when they say profession, I write sales person. And we wanted to build that. It took us 7 years to put the first one together. And when we started, we had a very modest aim: bring CEOs, sales leaders together. And our estimation was that these leaders are going to come for us to discuss the future of selling, but also to have a conversation on how we are going to impact the next generation of sales leaders. We estimated to have 700 of us at the AICC. We went to people like Professor Mwako and many others who join us in this journey. And then they, heeded to our call. They came, and they came with excitement. And because of that, we had about 1,000, in excess of 1,400 people participating in a maiden edition of the National Sales Leaders Conference. So indeed, I'm honored to be associated with the National Sales Leaders Conference. Although it is organized by Core Event Solutions, which is also another organization that we are associated with, but MGA Consulting remains and would continue remaining the backbone of supporting this National Sales Leaders Conference. Last year, we committed 800,000 to organizing the National Sales Leaders Conference. This year, we committed 720,000 to the one that we postponed, which I'll talk about briefly. And we are still committed in empowering sales conversations, sales leaders conversations going forward. And we'll be supporting NSLC 2026. So let me go to the speech that they want me to read for you. Distinguished guests, valued partners, sponsors, industry leaders, CEOs, and we are online, so we have a lot of them, who are listening. Sales directors of various organizations within the industries that we touch with sales. Members of the Ghana sales community, our colleagues also joining us online. Good morning to all of you. And I really thank you for being present here physically, and those who are joining us online. And I want to apologize to those who are joining us online. I think when we launched the one for 2025, we did it at the Marriott Hotel. We had 200 sales leaders join us for just the launch. But this year we say, let's hold on to that one and then have you rather come to the main event. So apologies for not bringing you here, and I know that you would have forgiven me already. It's an honor to stand before you and people who control the commercial backbone of this national economy. Sales professionals are the first to test the strength of any economy. We are the first to face the brunt of market conditions. When market shifts, we are the first to feel it. We are also the first to feel the pressures of businesses when they want to grow and expand. It is us who keep businesses and industries moving. We are the ones that keep customers engaged. And we are the ones that keep revenue flowing. So, Auntie Esther, whatever the billions that NIC is recording as premiums, this is as a result of salespeople. Yet, too often, the magnitude of our contribution is understated. Go to FMCG, go to the real estate. We are the one driving the numbers. But tell me today, which platform do you see so far in the national history have we rewarded or recognized salespeople? Our contribution have been underestimated over the years. Our contributions have been unseen, and we have not been given the recognition that we deserve. Today, we gather for one reason: to continue the journey of raising the standard of selling, the standard of sales leadership. the standard of sales performance within our organization, and also developing the future that we must build for the sales profession in this country. Let me address this year's event. Because a few months ago, we made a very strategic decision to postpone the National Sales Leaders Conference 2025. This decision was very intentional. Not because we lacked momentum. Like I said, we had, for the launch alone, we had 200 people attending just the launch. But because the vision outgrew the timeline, we refused to deliver a conference that was rushed. We refused to deliver a conference that was diluted. And I'm sure you understand that during that time, a lot of things were happening in the country. We believed that our partners was unworthy, or we needed to be able to deliver something of value to our partners, our sponsors, and our patrons, who were excited with the maiden edition. And we wanted the professionals that we serve, the sales professional, to have a platform that they deserve. So what we did was that we listened. We stepped back. We reassessed. And we rebuilt. And today, we are reintroducing the National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards 2026. And that decision, painful as it was, like I said, we had invested a lot into organizing the program. We believe that that decision has transformed this National Sales Leaders Conference platform. The decision, we believe, was strategic investment in sales excellence. Following the postponement, we went further to engage with industry leaders. We reviewed their feedback, and we answered one simple question. What does the Ghana's sales ecosystem need now to remain competitive in a rapidly shifting economic landscape? Your answers were clear. Stronger learning, deeper collaboration, better sales enablement tools, quality content, and real impact for partners and sponsors. And a platform that reflects the sophistication of our modern business environment. NSLC, the National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards 2026, will address these critical issues shaping Ghana's sales performance. To every partner and sponsor, and we have some that stayed with us, and we have, and thankfully we have Fidelity Bank that is here. They paid to be a silver sponsor, and when we postponed, we reached out to all those who sponsored us that we are available to return your funds to you so that when we come back again, we can come back to you. And they said, no, we believe in you, we believe in the brand, and a number of them did that keep the money, re-strategize as you have proposed, come back, and we are still behind you. And thank you for supporting us. We really appreciate that. We have Lesheho, Bayport, Fidelity, and a host of others. They didn't ask us back money, even though we offered. And we are grateful for believing in this dream. I believe that you saw where we are going, and you believed in what we were building, and we appreciate you all. Today, as we launch the National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards 2026, which will take place from the 17th to the 19th of June, with the theme Redefining Sales Excellence for Today's Dynamic Market. And I just need to also reiterate that we didn't change the theme for 2025. We still maintain the theme because we believed it was relevant for this year, and it's same for next year. The conference be again hosted at the Accra International Conference Center, as that is where our numbers can only be hosted here. We don't have any event venue, because this year we are estimating in 2026 to bring a minimum of 2,000 salespeople, sales leaders together. And so we'll go back to the Accra International Conference Center. What we have launched, and let me say this, that it is going to be bigger this time. You're going to see the lights all over. We just finished the Ghana Digital Innovation Week, and if you were there, you'll realize that we transformed the stage, we transformed the entry, and that is even not mine. So you can just imagine when salespeople do their thing. Next year, June, is going to be bigger, it's going to be better, it's going to be intentionally designed to contribute to elevating the sales profession. During the first National Sales Leaders Conference, you, the sales industry, requested the introduction of sales awards. And we are thrilled to also launch them during this and we launched it during the first conference. Today, we are excited to share that on the 19th of June, which would be the last day of the conference. So we have the conference for 18th and 19th, 17th and 18th. And the 19th of June, we will host our first ever maiden National Sales Awards at the Mövenpick Ambassador Hotel here in Accra. And I thought you would clap for that. What we launched last year, I'm happy to tell you that it's now fully operational and we are ready to deliver. The National Sales Awards, first of its kind, would feature 29 awards, which is structured as follows. We would have 15 industry-based awards, we would have 11 general awards, and then we'll have 3 special recognition awards. I'll come back as the program goes on to explain how this thing is going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this will not just be another award, no. And if you know the excellence with which National Sales Leaders Conference attaches to what they do, it's not going to be an award that will be given or sold. That will not be. We will bring Ghana's leading sales professionals together to design a selection criteria that truly reflects excellence. And this would be industry-based. We will appoint judges from various industries, and they would be the ones to give each industry award. I would explain when I come back to talk about the awards. But together, we will be honoring not only individuals, but also organizations that build strong sales cultures. We'll be honoring organizations that invest in salespeople. And then we'll be honoring organizations that would invest in sales systems and creating sales environment that consistently elevates the marketing practice. Ghana today is experiencing improving macroeconomic stability. We are seeing declining inflation. We are also seeing stabilizing economy and renewed investor confidence. Our national budget places strong emphasis on the private sector growth, as GNCC has indicated. We also place emphasis on job creation and industrial expansion. Our broader developmental agenda, as read by our finance minister, calls for a 24-hour economy, increased exports, SME growth acceleration, and productivity-driven transformation. But let me tell you this, none of these ambitions, none of them can be achieved without a strong, skilled, and disciplined sales force. None of these industries can be able to thrive if we do not focus and build the sales environment. Sales professionals are the engines behind these businesses that will drive the 24-hour economy. Because no business can operate beyond the daylight if it cannot generate revenue, market demand, and the customer traction that is required to sustain, is tried to promote sustained operations. It is us, the salespeople, who will drive this big push industrial agenda, because factories, technologies, and infrastructure mean nothing. Absolutely nothing if markets are not activated and customers are not acquired. And when we talk about national revenue mobilization, business growth, youth employment, we talk about GDP expansion, sales professionals is at the center. So we open markets. That's what we do. We expand industries. We drive revenues that fund public services and our infrastructure and our national development. This is why NSLC Awards in 2026 is not just another conference and award ceremony, but a dynamic economic platform. Across the 3 days that we would be doing this event, participants will gain practical insights. Hopefully we'll session. And last year we had everybody that was relevant and called himself a salesperson on that platform. This year we are even bringing a lot more people. We promised that we will look at the African region. We are slowly growing, so this year we're going to bring people across the African region. We have had invitations from people across Africa, out of Africa, but we're saying that this edition is for Africa, and the third edition we will then open up for the world. We will have an opportunity to sharpen our skills. We will see and explore cutting-edge solutions when it comes to the environment of selling. And then we will build valuable connections during this year's event. And of course, our inaugural night, honoring and celebrating individuals and teams, companies, would create that world-class environment that we need when we talk about awards. Everything we have designed has one objective: ensuring every participant leaves NSLC and awards 2026 better prepared, better connected, better positioned to lead growth in the organizations and in the Ghanaian economy. To our corporate partners, let me talk to you. If you want visibility, then partner with us. If you want to showcase solutions within your organizations, then exhibit with us. If you want to influence the next generation and make an impact into the future leaders of this country, then come and align with us. June 17th to 19th, 2026, at the Accra International Conference Center and the Maverick Ambassador Hotel, a new chapter for sales would begin. This is more than a conference. This is more than awards. The movement and the journey continues. It is a national call for sales excellence. It's a commitment to strengthening Ghana's commercial landscape. And it is a call for us to build one sales professional, one at a time. Together, let us raise the standard. Together, let us drive the next phase of revenue leadership. And together, let us shape Ghana's sales future too. Thank you, and I am happy you are here.
Well, thank you very much, Michael. I would ask that you stay here with me. And thank you very much. A round of applause for Michael. It is very clear. It is very direct. Next year, 17th, 18th, the conference is happening. And of course, I call it the Sales Grammys. It's happening on the 19th. Trust sales guys to dress and show up properly. Trust me, these guys can do their thing. And so we'll be there on the 19th for the grand one. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the highlight of today's launch. I would invite Professor to join us here. Prof, please join us. And I would also call on Mrs. Esther Ama. Can you please join us here? And of course, Mr. Kabute Caesar, can you also join us here? It's time for us to officially launch National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards 2026. Can we have all of you here, please? And so I'll hand over to Prof to lead us to do the official launch for the National Sales Leaders Conference 2026. A round of applause for Prof as he takes leadership.
All right, I think we shall.
And so I would invite Clarence to also join us here. Thank you.
So please, shall we get the video flowing? Colleagues here, we hereby declare the National Sales and Leadership Conference and Awards 2026 duly launched. Can we put our hands together?
Well, a round of applause is officially launched. National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards 2026 is officially launched. A round of applause for the dignitaries as they do so. Our theme is redefining sales excellence for today's dynamic market.
Right. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Well, thank you. You may now take your seats, and thank you so much. So we are all excited about next year. Are we excited about it? Or the wait has been worth it? Are we excited about it? Yeah, we are super excited. I look forward to all of you, and for our media guys here, please make sure you propagate the good news. We are building an ecosystem and getting everybody involved. And so there will be time for questions. I know most of you want to know what's up with the award scheme, what will be the criteria, will there be an entry opened and people have to apply? All of these questions will be answered. But then to provide more clarity on the awards component, I would invite once again Mr. Michael Abiu as he touches base with us in regards to the awards, the categories, and of course, the criteria needed for you to become the best of this and the best of that. A round of applause for Mr. Michael Abiu.
I thought you were going to make me relax more. So let me quickly take us through the National Sales Awards, and it's one of the things that is dear to us as we began this journey of the National Sales Conference. As I said earlier, the whole journey has been to recognize sales and the contribution of sales within the national economy. And one way of doing that is also to be able to identify those who are, working very hard and promoting, the economy. So let me go through it quickly. The objectives were, one, to recognize and reward excellence. We wanted also to raise the standards of sales practice. And as we reward people and we set the criteria, we believe organizations and individuals within the sales environment would want to improve how they do business in order for them to be able to win. We're also hoping that the awards would set industry benchmarks as to the expectations that we want from salespeople. Obviously, like Mr. Pratt said, we would also be showcasing our culture at the awards. So we believe that there's going to be a lot of networking that we need to create. Salespeople need to relate with each other and have that needed conversation. We hope that some of the awards would be on innovation, would be on integrity, professionalism, and that would help promote innovation, integrity, and professionalism within our profession. And then lastly, as we reward ourselves and we improve our performance, the awards would increase our commitment to the national economy and the organizations that we serve. One of the things that we'll be doing after this launch is to set up a board to be in charge of the awards. And Professor Amwakun earlier this morning gracefully accepted to chair the board for us. So let's give it to Prof. Yes. This board would have 7 members, and the whole idea is that these awards shouldn't be one of those awards that is dashed or given or is paid for, but it's based on professional backgrounds. Obviously, we have indicated that the awards should have female representations on it, and then the board would also comprise of various sectors of the economy. So it's not going to be only on finance. We have FMCG, real estate, manufacturing and trading, pharmaceuticals, all representing within the board. We would also look at regional representation also to make sure that it is not only the people living in Accra that are winning awards. They will set up some eligibility criteria. All these things will be published on our website. So we have a whole set of basis for awards. So for instance, when you talk about all the individual awards for the senior roles, there's a minimum of 10 years experience within the sales environment. So there are going to be some basic criteria. If you don't meet it, you are out of the awards. We are going to also have sub-judges, and we are proposing even the lead judge should be female. So we are looking at that. We're looking at also setting up a code of conduct for how these awards are going to run. Because we are going to do industry awards for industry people, we know issues of conflict of interest and all those things will come up. And therefore, we have been able to look at that. Each of the boards, the main board and the sub-industry boards, would all have their terms of reference and those criteria done. Like I said, we're going to have 29 awards. Out of the 29 awards, 15 are going to be industry-based. And we are starting with 15. So we are looking at finance and services. Finance services, we'll look at real estate, pharmaceuticals, FMCG, media. So media, you are not left out this time. Last year, we had a lot of pushback and bashing from the media that you call us to cover your sales awards and then sales in media. You didn't do any conference or any topic, any session on media. So media, this time we have you here. We are looking at consulting and capacity building, which usually you leave us out. MGA is consulting and capacity building. So we believe that we should look at that. We're looking at education. And so, Prof, education is not left out this time. We want to see the various institutions that are contributing effectively to sales development. We'll look at oil and gas, and then we'll look at telecommunications. So this will be the first 15, and I say first 15 because these can evolve as we move along. Industries that we'll be looking at awarding. And then also, in terms of the general awards, we are looking at 9 awards. We are looking at the Key Account Manager of the Year. We are looking at the Rising Star in Sales. We are looking at the Sales Director of the Year, Sales Manager of the Year, Sales Employer of the Year, Sales Professional of the Year, Sales Team of the Year. inside sales awards. We have some, so now we're talking about digital marketing and the digital environment, and we need to recognize those who are pushing that agenda and also recognize individuals who are doing that. Then we'll look at sales development program of the year, because we're also looking at which institutions and which individuals are building and promoting sales as a profession. And we would also look at the sales influencer of the year. Unfortunately, Claros, this awards, is it some way I can resign from my companies and apply? You know, and then we'll look at the best sales enablement tools, because like we say, we're in the technology era, and we need to look at what sales enablement tools are promoting the environment of sales in the country. And then we will do, the last was the Special Recognition Awards. There are 3 of them. One is just a league table. So out of this whole process, we are hoping that based on the inputs, the applications, based on that, we will now come out with 100 sales influencers in terms of the league table. So based on the applications people build, those who meet the bottom line or the baseline, we want to put 100 of them together so that we can be able to publish those who are influencing sales within various industries and also within the country. We would also be selecting year on year the Lifetime Achievement Awards. So the board will sit down and look at the environment of selling. And this one too, I can't win it. Yes. It's not easy to be an organizer. But what we're looking at is being able to look at the entire sales landscape and see those who have contributed. I have met, in this journey, a number of them who are retired but have contributed greatly. And Professor was just telling me he's retired. And if you know Prof's journey, he's done from sales executive, he's rose through the ranks, become commercial director, gone into academia, start from the base as a lecturer, and then risen through the ranks to professor. But Prof, you are chairman, so you are out. But we have so many people around that we believe that we need to be able to recognize as we move along, and we want to do that. And the last one we'll be looking at is the Corporate Social Impact Award. Look at how we are putting together programs that looks at, and all this is in sales. Who are those who are putting up programs that pushes the environment of selling? Earlier this year, my foundation, MGA Foundation, launched the, what's the name of the scheme? So we are launching a mentorship scheme where we train 20 salespeople straight from the scratch and put them into employment. And we are doing 20 every quarter. And we are starting, the first quarter should be able to come out next year. We're looking for people who are doing that. Yes. So, Mr. Pratt was talking about selection process, for instance. So the selection process, we are looking at nomination and application. We are going to open it up to everybody. We're going to announce to industry leaders. And we've actually, for this launch, for instance, we invited various industry leadership groups, pharmaceuticals, banking. We invited everybody. But that's what we are going to do. We are going to go through the associations, and we're going to reach all members, and we're going to ask them to apply. There's going to be an initial screening done by the board, and then there will be the judging and the scoring, and then we'll do what we call the validation and verification. We don't want to award somebody who doesn't deserve it or who might have presented something that so if a winner comes out, then we want to confirm the details of that winner. And so we're anticipating that there are instances where judges would have interviews with winners, just to be able to confirm that we are giving the awards to the right people. And then there will be what we call the final deliberations of the award winners, and then approval And then on the night of the awards, we do the announcement. So I can assure you that it's not going to be the usual type of awards. If you want it, if you want to win, then you must also want, those of us who don't want to be competitive, this award is not for you, because it's going to be very competitive and we are going to give the deserving winners. So why be part of these awards? We believe that, as you are aware, and as you see all the media people here, we have created a national platform for sales. And we believe that that platform would then promote each person countrywide, industry-wide, recognition of the achievements and then recognition of what they are doing within their organizations, all the organizations that are impacting the economy. We believe that we're going to celebrate you on all platforms, and then obviously and hopefully Corporate Ghana would help us reward each and every one of you. The award sponsorship is going to be different from the conference sponsorship. So we're looking forward to, for instance, I have Iswe here. Iswe can then tell us that, let me show you something. For the Financial Services Awards, Iswe will sponsor it, and we'll be happy to do that. GNCCI, for instance, would say that for Lifetime Achievement Awards, we believe in that. We want to be able to sponsor it. Fidelity, you could also say that, you know what, we believe in the SME sector, so we'll sponsor that one. Prudential was here. I was going to give them an award to sponsor, but we're looking forward to that. And we hope that it's going to be prestigious on that night, and deserving winners would be able to. Yes, Prudential is here. So, Commercial Director, we are saying that you can decide that manufacturing is your base, so you want to sponsor the manufacturing awards. We'll be very happy to see you do that. We will come to all of you, and we will come and discuss, take inputs from you as we build this award. So, thank you very much, Mr. Pratt. Thank you, and I hope that I've done a bit of justice.
Well, thank you. A round of applause for Mr. Michael Abiu once again. And so we're calling on every one of you. It's an all-inclusive, all-play-all. Every one of you to sponsor a category, sponsor something, because we are building a future for ourselves. And thank you very much, Mr. Abiu, once again for breaking down. We'll make time for questions, and so please prepare your questions. But let me read you something that will actually blow your mind. According to McKinsey, among nearly 500 B2B companies, the top quartile sales organizations generate about 2.5 times higher gross margin for every dollar invested in sales compared to the bottom quartile. In effect, salespeople are not just revenue closers, ladies and gentlemen, they are value multipliers. Can we show some love to all salespeople once again? Now, having known the value they add to most organizations, we're calling on strategic partnerships. And no national initiative can actually survive or thrive without these strategic partnerships. So I'd invite Mr. Claros once again to present the sponsorship and partnership opportunities for NSLC 2026. A round of applause for Claros.
Well, thank you once again. For those of us who joined late, here in person and online, let me welcome you once again. And for you, I'll have to read this to you. I would say you are a special guest, and having you with us is a real privilege. Your presence here today confirms your commitment to excellence in sales leadership. Ideally, for every program, this would have been the fundraising. But I'm not here to raise funds. I'm here to give you information on sponsorship. Sponsorship that would bring enormous benefit to your organization. I think more than, even the organizers. So I'll quickly delve into what we have for you. And so there are going to be multiple sponsorship packages available to you. We'll have the headline sponsor this year. So for next year, we have the headline sponsor to give us 300,000, and for that
Yeah, 300,000 only. Thank you. Yeah, it's quite small. That's what someone said. Having said that, once you come up and take that, you are going to have that exclusive right to the naming rights for NSLC and Awards 2026. Imagine having Fidelity headlining. I say that because they've been good. Yeah, they've been with us, as Michael said. Bayport has also been with us. We have Leshego, Allah Food, Impact Life. Sherry called me, I think he's here. Yes, welcome. iDevice, Geldex, Invest, Seco Chip, and then we have Unilever. These have all been with us, and they've really, really been of great help. Having said the headline sponsor, which, is covering the 300,000 only, we also have the space for the platinum sponsor that is down to 100,000. And for that, let me just give some of the benefits that you could have. So we have exclusive keynote speaking slot for the headline. We also have co-presenter of 2 major awards at the dinner. Your company ad will be on the front inside cover of the conference brochure and one other page. Down to the platinum, you are going to be recognized as our platinum sponsor. You have your banner ad on NSLC website for about 4 months. Headline definitely will have more than that. You have some conference passes. You have some complimentary tickets for the dinner too. So there are lots. I can't read them all. We'll share that online and then you would see that. You could also become the hosted breakfast sponsor, hosted lunch sponsor. You have the breakout session and the souvenir sponsor. Proud to the event. There are benefits, and we call them the pre-event visibility. So we are going to put up a lot of billboards across city centers, and definitely once you are sponsoring us, you are giving us that amount, you would have your company's logos or let me say, lack of a better word, scattered all over town. We're going to be on TV, we're going to be on radio. And then when it comes to digital reaches, we are going to be all across. So MGA, core event, and across all media, you're going to have your company be mentioned here and there. We are saying that your logo is going to be placed in almost all communication materials that are going to go out. And then during the event, we are saying that this year we want to impact more than 2,000. Last year we had 1,004 plus. This year we are looking at 2,000 plus in-person participants and about 3,000 virtual. So we are going to live stream and people are going to join to also watch us. Real-time brand activation, interactive sessions. We are going to, there'll be the room for exhibition. You can also have the opportunity to launch any product or service that your organization may be bringing. So many things to do besides the networking opportunities that you would have. Then when it comes to post-event, we are saying that you have access to the attendee leads for follow-up. I know for sales organizations, some of the things that we actually want to have will be that database of people that we want to visit and then sell our product and services to. We are saying that all the 2,000 plus and then even 3,000 plus virtual who would register with us would make these their information available to you so that you can visit and then sell to them. This is more than sponsorship, if you ask me. And so we are saying that come help us and let us also help you position your brand before, during, and after Ghana's most dynamic sales leadership gathering. To sponsor the event, let us have a conversation after this program. You can also visit us at nslcaccra.org. The last time I was on radio and I said accra.org, I was told, no, if you do that, people get it wrong. So say NSLC, ACCRA.org. People get it better that way. And so we are saying that take the next step. Contact us, be part of history, and position your company as a proud sponsor of the National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards 2026. Thank you and have a good time.
Well, thank you very much, Claros, and thank you for outlining clear opportunities for organizations to support. We're calling on all of you, Corporate Ghana. This is a national movement, and we want you to tag along the national movement, and let's make this possible. So we now open the floor for some questions. If you do have some questions, if you need clarity, sponsorship package, if you need clarity on the benefits to you as an organization, this is the time to do so. And so you can just raise your hand, and then we'll bring the microphone to you. Michael is here, Claros is here. Even if you have a question for Prof, who is sitting on the board as well, and he's here to answer all of your questions. So please show by hand. Media, if you need clarity on anything, please show by hand. We'll come to you, and then you can ask your question. Anybody with a hands up? You want to know more? The benefits? All right, I'll kick in first. Michael, I want to know, is there anything like an ultimate winner, like a national sales champion, overall sales champion? Is there any category like that to climax all of the awards? Is there anything, is the team looking at something like that? So we know that at the end of the year, the Ogboro, the national, the whole Ghana, this is the best sales guy. Is there anything like that?
We didn't look at it that way. Basically, we needed to be able to evaluate and understand and set the criteria. And harnessing all these might be difficult. So in our awards, we didn't have one Ogboro like that. Just that either you are taken for industry or you are taken for individual in some way. But maybe the board can consider how we can put something like that together and choose. The sales environment is so diverse. And sometimes we think that sales is all about getting up and talking to somebody. And if you look at even the category awards we have here, it's almost 11, and that is not even exhaustive. So the board, I think this is over to you. Let's see if we can come up with some person who is the overall winner in this one.
Thank you. Abbas, you have a question?
Yes, sir. In the various category, I didn't see anything about government organizations. We do have government system as government corporation agencies. I don't know if you are awarding them or giving them something. They also tax us, sell to us something.
Yeah. So, like when I was introducing the industry base, I was like I said, this is the first 15 in that, and as we move forward, we know that a lot more would come up. We move along, but I also think that, especially when we have an awards night and we have too many awards, the night becomes too long. But as we get, we'll be able to define how we do that. This in that we're starting with, and as we can look at other categories.
All right. Any more? Please show my hand.
Yeah, I wanted to find out. So when we began, we were asked of our expectations from the conference itself.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find out if there is some form of portal that we can do so, probably at the website, so that across countrywide of a sort, anybody wanting to come, they can put across their expectations or suggestions so the organizers can take into consideration when organizing the final one.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think we would have to, Claros, we need to be more focused at it. There's that portal where you can give us your comments, but I think we have to be more specific and request for inputs to 2026. We did that earlier as to those who participated and what is it that they wanted to look out for in the one. But a year has passed, so I think that would be good to redo it. The good thing is that we are very active with our digital platforms, and so we could do that sort of be able to collect the data we need. So thank you very much for that input.
Okay, good morning. So my question goes to my senior brother, Clarence. I see your sponsorship package ends at 50,000. So let's say if I'm a very small company, I'm very happy to be part of this program, and I have about 20 or 30,000. Are you saying I should take my money away? You don't want my money?
Not at all. So I think I was just before he came in, I was going to make that clear. So apart from the 300,000 and 100,000, we also have 75 for diamond, gold 50, just as the name. Then we also have room for 20,000. So what we do actually is we have on paper, we have 300, 100, 75, 50, 20,000 for the hosted breakfast and hosted lunch. However, last year, for instance, there was a particular company that came in and said, Clarence, I do not have 100,000, but I can give 80. I can give 30. So we have the benefits there. Once you come in and you mention the amount you want, I sit with you, I give you the benefit. Take as many as you can. We negotiate and then I just put you there. So for any amount you have, come, we sit, we talk about it, and then you'll be part of us because you believe in our journey and then we also believe in you. So any amount that you come with, we'll sit and then we'll talk. Thank you.
Yeah, I think my question would go to Michael. In terms of post-award follow-ups, would the program afford the winners some opportunity to take on additional roles, such as mentorship for younger ones, or maybe ambassador duties that would help grow the whole sales ecosystem?
So last year, when we did the National Sales Leaders Conference, if you realize there were two different things that we launched at the National Sales Leaders Conference. One was the awards, and the second one was the National Sales Academy. And as I speak to you now, the National Sales Academy is up and running. What to add? So what we need to do to add to the National Sales Academy is the National Association of Sales Professionals. And it's also been created. And what we needed to do is to start this journey and then start populating these people. Interestingly, this morning I was talking to Prof about mentorship, that he cannot retire and go home. We need all the experience that he has built over time to impact the next generation. So the National Association of Sales Professionals is going to be the ones doing that. And hopefully we're looking forward that award winners would be ambassadors for the National Sales Leaders Conference and also the awards. But more importantly, we're expecting award winners to be able to promote sales excellence and ethical practice. And we'll be holding them to it until they win it again or they lose it to another person in the previous year. So if you realize, we've spoken a lot about excellence, and that is why we didn't change our theme, because we believe that it's all about sales excellence and redefining what is sales excellence as we move forward. So thank you for the question, and we'll be doing exactly that.
Well, just do a follow-up on this question. So you talked about the winners. I'm going to champion the cause for the